Hello and welcome to Beyond Games, the YouTube channel all about what's next for gaming. I'm John Jordan. So this article is from the BBC and I thought it was interesting, not because it's about games, because it's actually not about games, but it's sort of interesting and it kind of goes to show how kind of messy our sort of digital kind of lives are going to be becoming. So this is actually about ad placement in it says classic films, could be kind of any sort of films. I guess the impact of this story is how the films that we know and love from the past maybe sort of changed on the fly. And this is we've seen a lot of this sort of stuff attempted in games. So we've seen a lot of people thinking, oh, wouldn't it be great to have like ads in World of Warcraft or you know, any big game that has a lot of audience, you know, that'd be great for ads, wouldn't it? And it's not really worked out very well, because imagine, you know, you can't imagine an advert for Tesla cars in World of Warcraft. Kind of wouldn't make sense conceptually. But for films, I guess this is a bit more of a sort of an easy thing for kind of ad creatives to kind of match an audience and a theme. So I'm not quite sure why they've got Steve McQueen in The Great Escape. It's a very famous English film, or very famous film in England, I should say. Maybe not in the rest of the world, but anyway. What's interesting is what they're going to be doing now, already doing, and can do technically, is basically take existing kind of films and start to digitally add things in there or digitally change things. So a great example here, we can see here, this is a Chinese TV show. So we're here, Chinese TV show, kind of great, you know, we can see all this kind of stuff in the background. And then we see here, dropped in, this Coke sign. So here's basically a bit of concrete with nothing going on there, and obviously there's a Coke sign, a Coke advert put in there. Obviously Chinese is in the context. I have no idea what this show is, but it looks like a fairly contemporary sort of show, so putting a Coke advert in there is fine. It's not a medieval Chinese kind of TV show. And you can imagine, obviously, in different countries, different adverts could be put in there. Obviously, you could put Pepsi in there. You could put different beverages. You could put any old thing in there. So this sort of stuff. It's sort of interesting that now maybe when people are making these sort of TV shows or films, they're going to leave these sort of blank areas where adverts can be put into them. And of course, the adverts can be kind of put in there at any point. So you could be streamed, and even to the point at which different people would see different adverts. So you could be doing it, you know, if you've got enough granular detail, you could know someone really loves Pepsi instead of Coke. So maybe Coke would want to show them a Coke advert to try and persuade them to swap to Coke, or maybe Pepsi would bid just to tell them, well, it's time for, you're thirsty now, it's time for Pepsi. So there's lots of different ways this can kind of get chopped up. This is the guy behind this company called Myriad. It's a UK company, and some of these. You know, it's started to be used kind of fairly early doors, so it's not being used generally. I mean, I guess there is probably quite a lot of kind of server-side infrastructure that needs to be done there, and obviously you're kind of streaming live rather than kind of streaming you know, something down to a device and then replaying it. I mean, this is, I guess, for purists, this could be kind of quite terrible. So, you know, advertisers could put new labels on the champagne bottles in Rick's Cafe in Casablanca. I mean, that would be, you know, seen as sacrilege. Or maybe no one cares less about Ocean's 11, or get Charlie Chaplin to promote a fizzy drink. Obviously, that's a little bit different, because that's actually creating, you know, AI-driven avatars from dead people. So that's not so weird. But I think you know, changing things that are in existing famous films, yeah, I'm probably likely to get a lot of backlash on that one, I would think. But it is interesting, and I guess kind of on a lighter sort of note, you can have these sort of things here. So this is a music video. So music videos, I guess no one sort of cares about so much, so we don't have such kind of personal kind of capital locked up in our favourite films as we do with kind of ephemeral videos. But this one here is this Colombian singer is using this technology, and there's these beer cans added in there, and they weren't even there in the original. So they filmed this and they dropped these beer cans in. I think it's almost impossible to tell that these have been digitally dropped in. Maybe if you're a brilliant special effects person, you could work that out. But obviously what you could do, again, doesn't have to be these beer cans. It can be a different form of beer. Can be obviously in certain countries where you wouldn't advertise beer, it could be Coca-Cola again, or whatever sort of soft drink. So suddenly, I guess we're kind of seeing this kind of more generally with sort of deep fakes and all this sort of stuff, that we're having to be very aware. And I guess probably this is happening already. People are no longer trusting anything they see on on digitally, because all this stuff can be faked. So interesting from that point of view. But I think it does go to show that that this sort of the technology behind games, the technology that people are using now, is really can actually have quite a significant effect on some things that we thought were sort of static, and sort of kind of created, maybe to a degree, our view of who we are, and a lot of that kind of stuff is going to get a bit more messy, I think, in the in future. Anyway, I thought it was an interesting article. I thought it's worth checking out. You can go and check out on the BBC website if you want to learn more. But anyway, thanks for watching. This is Beyond Games, where we're taking a good hard look at what's happening to gaming, and also how gaming technology is kind of flowing out into the world, and how that's changing our lives. So if you're into that sort of stuff, please subscribe to the channel. But thanks for watching, and see you again soon.